Hello, it is me, it is I. Small time Didi, your Heidi, all these your internet. I'm back. Yalla. Something happens. Like, I watched the episode maybe early in the week or the day of, but in this case, I think I watched it Monday. And then I'm like, oh, I gotta get the review out quickly. And then life does the boxing to me. And then I can't. And then it's the day before the new episode comes out. I'm like, oh my god, I need to get my views out before the episode drops, blah, 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 blah. That's what happens. But we're almost at the end, and you guys have been fantastic riding with me with this particular reality show, and I can't believe I saw it through. But anyway, let's get into the review for Married at First Sight. I think it's episode 11, is it? Doesn't really matter. It does not matter. It was a cute little fella to tidy up the season. The one thing we're really going to talk about is Nelisa and Temba and Temba's wife. That's really it. There's nothing to say with the other couples, but I'll try. Nkoleko pushing and doing all types of romantic gestures to try and salvage this relationship or create a confusing situation where at the altar, Makoto's gonna choose to recommit because of all the cute shit he's done now, as if that then cancels out everything, the way they're dynamic. It doesn't work. And I said when it's not just them, right? We do this, right? We stay in toxic situations because there've been some good moments, and we're like, oh my god, when it's good, it's so good. It was one little picnic, one little picnic. When it's good as a season, it's a stretch, it's a period of nice times and tranquility and peace and fun and laughter, then you hit a bump in the road, which is the nature of life. Not when you're constantly just like gnarly and clawing at each other, rah, 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 everywhere, all the time. But I don't know, this is typical of, I'm not saying he's a narcissist, but they don't like to be disposed. Narcissists, I don't know what Ngoleko is. They don't like to be disposed. They need to be doing the disposing. So I don't know. I don't know why he's trying to win her or make it work or whatever the issue is, because what's been there that would make him go through all of that? And I feel like she's checked out. Like she's proper shut down, where she's trying to be receptive to these nice gestures, because otherwise she's a bitch when she's not. Makoto this is. But it's like, Maji, like, Kalera, babe. Please. Kalera, Sandra. Okay? Like, let him go. Except this experiment did not work out for us, but people know our names now. We're both in the entertainment space. We wanted people to talk about us and follow us and know who we are and hopefully grow a following or something, whatever reason you were here for. But that's really all I have to say on those two. Portia and Bongani. Portia, you do not like that man, baby. Stop. Stop it. This thing of making like you're in a relationship with a man you're not in a relationship with that you're not interested in. So this is no way my son would have that I'm on the baby so when because the abeleja more really obvious. Like I'm looking at it and I'm like, you don't like that man. That man can feel that Almufili. Bongani clearly came on the show to garner an audience, and he played the nice guy act enough for them to, people showed up for his book launch. Bloggers went hoping they could get tidbits more about the show, but they weren't allowed to ask stuff. He's the one whose things were in motion. Whomever's behind him as a team, they're rolling out while we're still talking about him. Whereas if the others were planning to sell us anything, I don't think they understand that by the last episode or by the reunion or whatever, we're not going to care. They should have been rolling out those things now. Like Bongani put out a book. We know about his, what is it? Is it like a private chefing business that he has? or private, whatever it is that he does. We have an idea of what it is he's selling and stuff. So great publicity for him. That's why he's here. Pusha, you don't need to like the nice guy because he's the nice guy. The nice guy was here to garner publicity and an audience and all of that stuff. And he was going to be in love with any person that they pay him with, because it is, it would suit him, like his agenda, to play the nice guy thing, you know, especially because there's such a rarity, if you would like, you know, coming on there being an asshole is like, oh my god, that's so done. But the women are hungry for a nice man, and and like they're already saying he has money and stuff, so I'm sure his DMs are just spilling over with desperate women of South Africa saying, I will be a good woman to you, not that other bitch. For me, of everybody who came on here, he got the best experience, and he got the most out of the experience outside of the experience as to what it's supposed to do for you. Good on him. And then who? Palisa and what's his name? Tepo. The couples got a box to read their vows, the vows that they say to each other at the beginning of the experiment, and pictures from the day and stuff. And Palisa and Tepo had their moments separately, and they were both so heartbroken, whatever. I have nothing to say about those two. I'm glad they're not together. That's it. I am glad they're not together. That situation, hey, to think of where they started, to think of where they started, darling. Darling. Do you remember? Bad vibes. Bad vibes. But you just skincare routine, and then in the blink, half a blink of an eye, I was like, hey. But me, I saw it coming. Do you guys remember? Go pick. I watched the reviews. I said, these two have too much time to talk about other people, and I'm a gossiper, okay? I love, you know, I'm not trying to cuddle up with a man who can't gossip, but I was born with a person who doesn't gossip, and I feel like that's cursed me. Tell me, why am I blaming my brother for my dating history? And the fact that, like, what did he do? I don't know, something. He probably does something, right? Siblings always doing something. Anyway, okay. Let's talk Temba and Sponono. Sponono's Temba's actual real life wife. Like, out there in the public's real life wife, right? In real life. That's his actual wife, Sponono. That's who that is. She's not on the show, so you may be confused. But she was right now. Production is messy boots. Messy boots, which is wonderful. Because how else are you going to produce great television, darling? Right? They had ample time. I mean, since clearly the beninging. Since the beginning of this thing, we've been hearing the whispers of, here's the keys, Sponono road to the show. Do you remember? Earlier. I think this is just when they had moved into the apartment. So it's a solid month now, because they've been staying together for a month. The beginning of this month, where they move into these apartments, is when Tepo hosted the gents, and he said, oh, my baby mama thinks we're together because I took her on a family trip. Ha ha ha, she's so silly. So why would she think that? Like, is it because we're sleeping in the same bed? Ha, like, why would you think we're together just because we are living in the same house as a family and because I'm telling you that, why would you think it? Why would you think that? Just because I'm saying it, why would you think it? Oh. Yo, guys, the internet loves to talk about how the men from Limpopo are the ones to get because blah, 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 blah. Little Robal. That one? Little Robal. They had ample time to bring this and then have them sort it out. But they didn't do that. They were like, we're going to leave these two to be happy. I love the person who thought of this. They're very evil. and they would not have been raptured with me. Did I tell you guys at the beginning of the video that I'm very upset that I wasn't raptured? I can't fucking stand it here. You guys know by now that I'm not in a great place, so this bitch blows. Like, I fucking hate it here. So you can imagine I get my house in order, and then I wake up, I'm like, oh my God, I'm still here with the rest of these heathens. I can't. I can't believe, like, you guys not being raptured. Okay, cool. I see me. Excuse me. Anyway, I just thought, the ride would show up on some Gideon bitch would be raptured, and it's like, no, it didn't go that way. I have to record a video and stuff. Like, yo guys, those are the videos late. I didn't think I'd be here, but anyway. Do you see now? Because I'm being silly. Do you see what's happened to my brain? Oh, the person in production who's Messy Boots. Love you down, girl. Pa, Bafazi. But this person was like, Arvali saying, Arvali chebabe happy, but when they're not gonna be able to be together to resolve what they're feeling, we're gonna throw this in the mix. And I was like, oh my God, this is why I watch reality television. Thank you. The experts sit down and Spunno walks in. She explains who he is. She explains the dynamic. Oh no, Temba is sitting with the experts. And then she walks in. His whole demeanor changes, right? Because he can say whatever he wants about her when she's not there. But she's here now to speak her part. Very poised, very calm lady. Is not over talking anybody. Just wants to say her portion and get the fuck on, right? I think Spunno had every right to come on here and say what she needed to say, give her side of the things, and not have everybody telling her story, or have this man distorting what is the truth as her experience, and really just the truth of things, because there's nobody to say, actually you're kind of lying here, sir, right? Temba's immediately annoyed, right? And she says, she shows the experts the messages. She's like, this man said this is acting. He's coming on here to act. He needs it for publicity. He loves me. The kids and I and him went to a family trip recently. And Temba goes, yeah, I was taking the kids out because it's the kid's birthday. If you are a responsible parent, you don't need the person you're co-parenting with to come on a trip with you. You could just pick up your kids and go with them to this trip. But you don't want to do the labor of child rearing, and you want the ease of whatever the setup is. So if you've checked out of this relationship with this lady as Temba, you're not telling her because it's still working for you. You're able to go out there, live your life, do your DJ, and probably see whomever you want to see when you want to see. Come back to a situation where this woman is still taking care of home and taking care of business, and you've checked out and you're not telling her. You're saying you're showing her. She can see it through my actions. You've come on the show, you lied. Everybody was trying to point it out. I now need to apologize to Makoto, and I'll get into it. I'll get into it. Temba can't take the heat, and this is how you know. This is how you know he's a fucking liar. He tries to remove, when they try to bring Nelisa in, he tries to remove himself from the situation and her, because that's the one thing they will do. Triangulation is the thing that men love. The new person will never talk to the old person, even when there are kids involved, and ideally these people need to have some kind of communication, because at some point this one is going to have the other's children. At some point, they need to have an exchange whatever the experiences are, or notes. One thing men will do is make sure you're never in the same room to exchange notes. They work tirelessly. They have nothing else that they put in their effort into except this one particular thing. Did you see how he was trying to get her out of the room? Nelly says they're looking lost and confused, like, what's going on? What's going on? You know what's going on, bitch. You know what the fuck is going on. Eventually, he goes outside and he's talking about how he just wants his kids and blah, blah, blah. No, that lady never even said she's taking your kids away. She's never even said that. There's screenshots and snippets of us seeing the letters that were written to this girl's family, Spodona's family, regarding the child, in terms of the paying in terms of Taramagadi, all of that stuff. We're seeing it and he's saying it. This is something Temba has been denying. His nieces tried to hint at Nelisa. But Nelisa heads in the cloud. 40-year-old Nelisa. This is not me being ageist. Me saying she has enough lived experience to not have her fucking heads in the cloud like that. Nelisa wasn't having it. Yeah, I feel like I know him. Yeah, I feel like I know him. I know. Girl, what? Guys, being a ditz for a man, being a ditz for love is not cute. It's not cute. It's never been cute. And no. Cut it the fuck out. Okay? They tried to warn her. And women are the biggest perpetrators sometimes in these situations where the mother was acting like Akodi, like we don't even know what's going. You're telling me that his mom didn't know that he still lives with his actual wife. O dad they ga gwajarateni o dad ba thwagwele de ba dad de o lijwa meroba wa defa o di wa ntongwe le nngwe wa za wa defa ke mo getseni wa defa floga kwa a o shothi silo bona ba busy ba no makoti yo montsha, like they don't know they have an existing makoti. As a guy enu, I don't know how many times I have to fucking tell you that your in-laws, that's not your fucking family. You always have to learn the hardest way. Look how they acted like Spodno doesn't exist. In front of cameras, where it's going to be televised. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit about that. They son told them, that's what they did. That is exactly what they did. Spodno is sitting there, having given him 2 kids, raising his kids, right? He's happy for her to raise it. He wants her around because he doesn't want to be changing diapers and doing whatever, such that he'll even pay for her to be on trips with him. I don't know. And then he says, oh, but did we have sex at the Kruger? Because the family trip was to the Kruger. The fuck does that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything? Like, is the sex the relationship? I didn't get it. They finally get them to sit back down. They sit back down. Nelly, fucking dirty Nelly, scoots over, baby, I'm not lying, scoots over her chair to get closer to Temba and hold his hand and look at the wife with fake concerned eyes while she knows she's about to be condescending. And they ask Bonona, why are you here? She's like, I just want to give that girl a heads up as to how things are going to transpire for her, because this person said this to me and he was being deceptive in the things that he was saying to me. Nelisa says in her confessional, this is why Oma got an apology. Nelisa says in the confessional, why would she want to warn me? Like, does she care so much about me? That's why we don't tell you fucking hoes nothing. That's why I don't believe that we need to be... There's this thing. Let's go back a bit. There's this thing where a girl will date a man that's treated her so terribly. And she'll see him with somebody, maybe it's a post, and she'll say, yo, that guy did me like this. And the way women just feel like they're the exception, they're going to have a different experience, they will victimize that woman a second time, telling her, invalidating her experiences with this man, right? Marking her as scorned. Why must people subject themselves to going through that level of a second-hand abuse of sorts when they thought they were just doing the sisterhood a service? When this is the response that Nelisas and people give. Does she just care about me so much that you're here saying that you are so in love and you've only known this fucker for a fucking month? So how hard is it to believe that a stranger cares about like what the experience of the other one? This woman is saying your relationship is built on a lie, my dear. You can't even hear it. She's saying you are rolling around with a fucking... It's not registering because you're stuck on, why would she care about me? Which brings me back to having to apologize to Makoto. I said the other week, Makoto bringing up like inconsistencies and red flags in Temba was done so carelessly, or she just wanted to hurt Nelisa. Here's a woman whose tone wasn't being any type of way. She wasn't coming at you in any kind of way, and you chose to be dismissive of her. So the delivery doesn't matter. You don't want to hear it. You don't want anybody to break your love bubble. Teresa Judah is a dumb bitch. Like, you don't want anybody to break your love bubble. It's your fucking big age. Okay? So I take it back, Makoto. You did nothing wrong, my dear. It wouldn't have mattered how you put it to her. Because she's so determined to be in this situation. She wants to be married that fucking bad. How can you not hear that the level of deception, unless off camera, Temba came clean to you? She went on TikTok and said that she had not seen the text messages. Right? And that's why she responded like that. I want you guys to pay attention to Nelisa's body language in Sponono's presence, and her body language in the diary session, the confessional, when it's just her and Temba after this. I want you to also, you don't even have to go back. The first scene or so was a scene of them doing a dance class for their last date or something. Nelisa is touchy-feely. Nelisa loves to do that, which is fine. She's a cuddly girl. She's a touchy-feely girl. She likes to hang on to Temba like that. When she's sitting in front of Sponono to try, and she's remembering all the time that, and that's how I'm like, she was never ready to receive anything Sponono had to say. The scooting over her chair, the holding the hand so as to say, no matter what you're gonna say, this here is impervious. Like, no matter what you're gonna say to us, I'm not going to receive it. Do you see how because there's no way Sponono was gonna say something to her and then she was gonna let go of Temba's hand. She's now committed to the act that she's doing here, right? I wouldn't even have bothered to say anything to her. If she was I would be like, you know what? I actually think I'm wrong. I'm here. I see that you guys are in love, and I think I'm wrong to have come here. I'm going to work through this by myself. You stay happy, girl. That's what the fuck I was going to say. Because what is that? Okay? You know how to not hold on to that man. Do you know how I fucking know? Because you're doing it in the confessional. Your better senses, everything in you, and this is why it's upsetting. Everything in you is screaming alert, 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 red flag, get out, like everything in you is screaming that, and it's showing up in your body in the confessional because you're not holding Temba. Temba is the one who has his arm around your waist trying to bring you in. He's nervous, he's like moving it the whole time. He's trying to like brush up on you in this like very reassuring of like, I'm here, don't leave, blah, blah, blah. Nelisa's holding her hands like this the whole time. Nelisa was usually holding on to Temba. She's holding her hands like this all the time, saying, yeah, I don't know, why would she come and warn me? Does she care so much about me? Then they giggle. The next frame we see Nelisa, she's doing this. Her hands are at the back of her. She's still holding herself. At no point is she showing the level of affection to Temba that she was trying to hurt Sponono with when they were in scene with Sponono. I did not miss that. I clocked that from jump. Because you know. You are not going to come here and tell us about how you were privy to the messages, you didn't see the text, blah, blah, blah. Your better senses were already telling you that this is not where you need to be. But now, you've dug yourself in this hole and you're digging your heels in now. You're doubling down, you're acting like, oh no, I'm already here, so I gotta see through. She thinks she can just come and remove me. Like, you put each other wrong stuff. Things like, we're not about to sweetly. It got muneni. Like, let's sweetly on the wrong things. Like that. Or let's sweetly, like you're gonna be like, yeah, like, no, if I'm gonna leave you, hey, we need to talk about that other lady. If I'm gonna leave you, it's not because of another bitch. It's gonna be because I'm done. You're done because why? Because of another bitch, my dear. And it's okay. It's okay because it is disrespectful. There is no relationship. If that man can lie, unless, again, because she said he had showed her other messages. Which messages, Nelly? Nelly said, oh no, those messages I saw. Which ones? Because more TikTok, she said she was not privy to all the messages. So which ones did he show her that were damning but forgivable enough? Temba is the worst kind because it's like, because he looks less than smart, you don't we don't expect men who present as a bit like less than smarty, like quiet types, whatever. We're not saying like quiet guys are less, but like Temba just looks like he's not aware. We don't expect them to be this deceptive and this calculating and this smooth in their deception. We're quicker as women to let our guard down with people like this versus an Nkuleko who's too put on, too postury, saying too much. Temba doesn't say a lot. He lets things breathe. And when you do that, what you do is you leave women to draw their own conclusions. And we always conclude wrong with these niggas. We do, because it's what we want. We want to be loved. We want to be in a relationship. I understand wanting all of these things. I do. People are saying Nelisa and Temba are still together. Yeah. It's things like this where we say you saw it from the beginning. Don't come and do crying stuff for us here at the end. Some of us are not gonna sympathize all that well, depending on what it is you come to us with. If it's just, oh, he lied to me too, lala. He was always a liar though. That's who he is. That's the brand liars, brand like you should have gone on about your business, man. The fuck. But that's all, guys. That's all I have to say. The whole that was the episode for me. I didn't give a shit about nobody else. I was like, wow, girl. Wow. Well, you really are a sucker for love. Like, you are a damn fool for love. Or to say you don't even know this person. I mean, guys, in the beginning of the episode, she's like, I feel like for the first time, I'm falling short at really expressing. I feel like he doesn't know how much I like. He knows, babe. That's why you are winning. And it's important that we do this. Word to Mbali's Kusana's husband. Winning. Okay? Men love a bitch that don't put herself first. I told you guys on the last review, if you want a man, do everything Nelly's doing. You'll be fine. Anyway,